I gotta say one.
Welcome or welcome back to another episode of Chrissy Dee TV. I'm Chrissy Dee. Chrissy Dee is me, period. And if you didn't know that, it's because you're new. And if you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share with your mom, your daddy, your granny, nanny, your cat, your dog, and your rabbit. Let them know how it go on this channel. I'm not even going to dilly-dally because we're doing a Q&A. Kind of ghetto that I had to write down the questions, but I lost my trap phones somewhere right here. I had put a poll on my Instagram, on my channel Instagram, and I asked the people to make it spicy. Some of them I will not be answering because I think they're hurtful. Me. I present to y'all a Q&A, but make it spicy. And you know I got my little tumbler here with me to keep me hydrated while y'all almost pass me out with these questions. My least favorite zodiac sign. I'm gonna have to go with Sagittarius. I don't really know a lot of Sagittarius people that I really like for real. I'm not saying I hate this sign. It's not my favorite because I don't really know that many people. Like, for example, Capricorn and Tauruses and Geminis are my favorite signs, and Leos. Yeah, those are my favorite signs because I have a lot of people around me who I really get along with who are Tauruses, Geminis, Leos, Capricorns, that kind of stuff. But Sagittarius, I don't really know too many Sagittariuses. That Sagittarii, however you say the plural, child. Sagittarius is just gonna have to be at the bottom of the list. Not that I hate y'all, it's just y'all are not my favorite. Would I be a pole go-getter? Would I get my money off the floor instead of direct deposit? The answer to that question is no. Funny story though, when I was in 8th or 9th grade, me and my friends used to be in the girls' locker room after gym practicing our skills, and I used to swear up and down that I was gonna be the first 16-year-old go-getter of money off the floor, child. Here I'm at 21, completely different outlook. I would not be that girl, but that's just me. Somebody said, what was my worst kiss? It was when I was in Albany, right? There was this gentleman. This is when I was on a bombastic dating app, like the most bombastic dating app there is. Tinder? I don't know what I was doing on there, why I was on there, and this was also at the peak of the time when I liked white men. Talking a little bit, then he had asked me if I wanted to hang out, and this is like before I was really too knowledgeable about like sneaky links and all of that, because I really just thought we was about to hang out. And I got the computer on, we watching Netflix for all of 5 seconds, and the next thing I know, like, I'm watching the computer like this, and I'm watching him in my peripheral vision watching me, and I'm like, no. He was trying to move on to the chill part. He was done with the Netflix, you know, he took the laptop and he was like, that's done. Just so bad. It was really so bad. It was like, ugh. It was so bad. And he wasn't a random guy. He was really nice to me, right? We was really cool, like, when we would talk, but like the compatibility of the intimacy was not there. It was a lot of smushing, a lot of tongue, which was a lot of disgusting for me. Like, I just feel like there's a time and a place for tongue, and that was just not the time, the place, the person, the event, the occasion, the nothing. It was just no. I prefer you don't drown me in cologne, but if you smell fresh and clean, you could smell like fresh linen, you could smell like cologne, you could smell like a fresh body wash, but why do you smell like human? Like, he didn't stink, like, he didn't smell like body odor, but he smelled like wet dog nose. I literally texted my roommate. I was like, bang on the door and tell me you have an emergency so I could tell this man to skedaddle. You know, he was like, can we hang out again? And I was like, I have an exam coming up. He was like, can we hang out again? I was like, I'm going home for the weekend. Can we hang out again? And then I just blocked him. Somebody said, how did I swipe that cord? It's a bombastic mistake. I feel like half the questions I'm about to answer here, I'm gonna say they're mistakes. It was right after my 20th birthday. It was the night of my celebration. It was that Dulce, that teleport combination, and I was literally like, I had a man at the time. This was I can't believe I'm saying this. Fortunately, let me stop clapping because all I'm doing is clapping. But he was my man, and we had already had the conversation about getting there before, but I was always really scared. My precautions kind of went out the window when the Dulce entered the chat. But I'm not gonna lie, the actual experience itself was very good. Like, it was for a first experience, it was good. From what I heard, I was also scared about like being in pain because a lot of people told me that's what they went through, right? But for my first experience, Maybe it's because I learned how to do a split at 8. I don't know. Because, you know, they'd be like, you could tell your hymen from doing a split, girl. I don't know. Yeah. But we're just going to label that as something that I didn't ever do. At the time, I really thought this guy actually liked me. I actually was really close to maybe even loving him. Is crazy. So I think maybe I was a little close to loving him, and I kind of like blurred the lines a little bit. And he kind of turned into trash after that. Would I spin the block on a body? Exhibit A, you couldn't even pay me. You couldn't. Yeah. But Exhibit B, I still wouldn't. I really, in real life, I would not spin the block on Exhibit B. This guy, I'm pretty sure I actually loved him. Why? I don't know. Again, Delulu. If I had to pick, it would be Exhibit B. That's that. But I spin the block on anyone I talk to. I think like maybe 2 of them. The most recent guy that I talked to, I feel like I didn't really like the way that he handled the end of the situation. Like, I just feel like it was very sassy of him. Yeah. Before that situation though, I would definitely spend the block on him. Maybe it's because I mixed with so much trash, and that's why I thought like it was really, I know it really was good. Like when I was explaining to my friends like little things that I was like seeing from him, like when we would hang out, when we would talk, they were just like, they see it too. The second one is the guy that I talked to before him. This guy took me out to get Ralph's Ices. I feel like we were not necessarily compatible, but we got along, and I feel like there was potential for us to even end up being compatible. But then he started to be weird after the Ralph's Ices. I don't know why. I don't really care why. But I would pick spinning the block on him over the other guy that I said first, because the other guy, his sassiness is just a little way too much for me. But in reality, I'm not spinning the block on anyone. Like, if the door is closed, it's because the door is meant to be closed. It's because the Lord don't want me there, and I'm not about to go back to Egypt after the Lord done took me out of slavery. First time I saw an eggplant. That was not an eggplant. This is a very disturbing story because I was in 1st grade. So am I supposed to say the story time? I mean, I guess I'll tell y'all the story time because we're already here and everybody's probably like,
what do you mean by that?
But he was also in 1st grade, and it was really sprung on me out of nowhere. And if I saw him today, I'd probably like punch him in his face to get back at him for that. So we used to sit at the yellow table in the classroom, right? It was me, this girl named Godson, and this other girl. We're all pretty close, right? Me, Goddess, and Godson were actually like really, really close friends. And then Godson goes, look under the table. And we're just like, we're in 1st grade. Like, nobody thought he was about to pull out his peeing tool. So we looked under the table, and there it was, like a shriveled up eraser. Is it true that I like white men? No. Next question. I used to like white men before I went to Albany. I used to tell my mom that I was not going to get married to a man of color. Not because I have anything against men of color, but I just really like white men. There's a lot of black people there too, but my options of white men was very, very, you know? Like, the worst kid story was a white guy. The first guy I actually really caught feelings for when I was in college was a white guy, and that literally ended up being trash. The worst date story that I'm gonna tell, white guy. It was like, I realized to myself, like, I'm trying to go outside of my culture, outside of my race, outside of who I am, to be with someone who is trash. For what? I don't know. Just don't see myself in the long run being culturally immersed in a culture that's not my culture, even if he's not Haitian, but Caribbean, black. Unlike Rachel, who thinks I'm gonna get married to a whitewashed black man. I don't know where she sees that written on my forehead that I like coons, but Dr. Umar would be very upset. Am I single? More than a Pringle. Who is my man? I don't got no man, child. I don't got no man. My man is the Lord Jesus Christ himself. Do I have a crush? There's a guy that I think is cute, but I ain't finna do too much, you feel me? Like, 2024 is the year of attracting what is for me, not chasing what isn't. This question somebody asked me, the whole question was, has your mom ever caught you with a guy or with some za? Not with a guy, never. This was in 10th grade. Mom didn't catch me with za, but she caught me like fried, like zooted, like out of this world, like unnaturally, dangerously, violently high. When I was in 10th grade, this girl, she gave me an Eddie. It was 750 milligrams, and this is literally the first time I would ever consume any kind of cannabis in my entire life. She gave it to me, and it was like 3 o'clock. At 3:30, I ate like a third of it, so that's like a little over 200 milligrams of it. Around like literally 3:45 before it hit me. Mom was like, do you want to go to the mall? I don't really remember much of that day, like after I ate the Eddie, but I have videos that I recorded of myself when I saw that something was wrong. Mom had got out the car to do gas, and it's like when she got back in the car, it's like I entered a whole nother universe of life. So we get to the mall, and this is when I knew that something was wrong, and I was in fact effed up. I opened the car door to get out of the car. The ground is where the ground normally is, on the ground, and for some reason in my head I saw the ground elevate to next to the bottom of the car. So I literally lifted up my leg so high in the air and slammed it down on the ground. It was so weak. I was laughing so hard, and Mom was like, hello, are you okay? And I was still a little in control of myself, so I just walked up to her. I was like, yeah, I just did something stupid. This is when I start getting really, really out of it. Like, my senses start disconnecting with each other. I saw her lips move and say next in line before I heard the next in line. And then she yelled it a little bit, and I was like, oh, sorry. And I put in my order. Don't remember any of that. This was the wall, and this was me. So I was really just leaning and leaning and leaning. And then I hit the wall finally. And I started leaning forward, and Mom was walking back from the back from the bathroom, and she had caught me because I was literally about to topple over, and she was like, are you okay? She was like, do you want to go to the hospital? Because literally, like, she was talking to me. I was like not reacting. I was just so dazed. And I was like, I heard the hospital part though. I was like, which really gave it away, because she was like, girl, so for the fact that I didn't want to go to the hospital, she already knew what was going on, but she didn't really do too much at the time. I couldn't even walk. Like, I was taking these high ass steps trying to feel the ground beneath my foot. It was just ridiculous. And she was like, yeah, we're gonna go home. I was like, I basically told her like, yeah, I'm really tired. And that's the last thing I remember for real. And I woke up 16 hours later. No, I went to sleep for like 24 hours, because I went to sleep Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and I woke up when Mom came home around 5 the next day. And she was in the bathroom. I walked in the bathroom. She was like, you didn't go to school? And I was like, no, girl, I just woke up. And she was like, so tell me, did you try something new yesterday? And I was like, Then a year later, I ended up telling her, that one time, girl, yeah. And she was like, girl, I knew that. She was like, don't ever do it again, though. I took Eddie's, packed them up, and I gave them back, because no. The worst day I ever been on, I was waiting for this. When I was in Albany, I was talking to this guy, right? And we were actually like really feeling each other. And he lived an hour away. He used to go to Utica College. We talked for some time, right? And he decided that he was gonna make the drive so we could spend the day together. And since I was the one that was from Albany, he was like, he'll provide the funds. I just gotta come up with the plan. He had told me that he liked Star Wars, that kind of stuff. At the mall in Albany, Crossgates Mall, there's an escape room. Outer space themed escape room. So I planned for us to do that. And then he told me he never tried boba, and at the time and still now, I'm a boba fanatic. So I was like, we're gonna get some boba too. At this point, I really liked Indian food, and he liked Indian food too. So basically we went to the escape room, or I planned the escape room, boba, and then the dinner. It's my house. I'm walking to the car. I get in the car. I already knew what he looked like. He was also a white guy, like I said. It's not awkward because we obviously knew each other pretty well by then. I was trying to break the ice. I was trying to be the personality in the core. We got to the mall, right? He was sitting pretty far away from the steering wheel for somebody who was gonna get out the car to be eye to eye and toe to toe to me. I'm 5'3" right now. At the time, I was like 5'2". Like barely taller than me, and on top of that, he had on boots. He told me he was 5'10".
I wonder if he know that I know he's lying right now.
So, and the thing is, I had already liked him pretty much, and we was already at the mall. So I was just like, I guess let's just go ahead and do this. But I was just really taken aback. I was baffled. I was flabbergasted. And the day itself was not bad. He was really nice. Like, the same vibe that we had over the phone is the same vibe that we had in person, but the height was just taking me out. And it's not like I would not mess with somebody who's not a giant. Like, I don't have a problem with being with someone who's short. The issue is, why would you lie and then ask me to go on a date? 5'10"? 5'2"? Anyways, we ended up getting the dinner. The conversation was flowing really well. We literally sat there for like an hour after the bill, the check, and all of that. The date itself was not bad. It really wasn't. And then we didn't want to go home still. So then he was like, do you want to see a movie? I was like, we could find something to do for the next hour, but by 11 I need to go home and do my homework. There's an arcade, I think it's called Apex, at the mall. So we ended up going back to the mall, and then he paid for us to get a card. We played the arcade games. It was really cute. Like, the whole time the date was going well. That's just the whole thing that kept replaying in my head. And that's why I say it's the worst date, because like, the lie just it just really was turning me off. I was like, why would you lie about something that I can prove is a lie? It's just something so trivial, so menial. It was just like, and literally it can be proven to be false so easily. So it's like, if you lie about something that I could look at you and tell is not true, like, what other things did you lie about? And my friends was like, oh no, it's not that deep, blah blah. It's not about the height, it's about the lie. He literally had up until the hour he was driving to be like, by the way, I'm not 5'10". So then I just ghosted him. But somebody said, what is my favorite position? What's the debate? What's the topic? We're talking about politics. I don't think I really have enough experience to make a deduction like that. But the second time, it wasn't terrible. But that experience had more... Oh well. Doggy with the back of the neck grip is so bombastic to be coming out of my mouth. Like, you didn't hear it from me, you heard it from her. And the last question is the first time I sent a spicy picture. I never actually really sent a nude ever, to be honest. The question itself was, when was the first time I sent a nude? I never sent a nude in my entire life to anybody. First time I sent a spicy picture was actually very recently. I'm pretty sure it was like last year. I was feeling really bold around that time. I was feeling real invincible, like somebody's pet cat in my moment of heat. I just sent that picture. Do I wish I could take it back? Indeed. That's my bro now. That's the bro now, for real. But back at the time, yeah, at the time there was a little something going on between us. And then I just took a little preposterous picture of my backside. I just felt like I wanted somebody to see the gains, and so I sent the picture. He knew it was scandalous too, because he was kind of taken aback. It was kind of a surprise. It wasn't really like a conversation of sorts. I just kind of was just like, click, send. The little invisible ink on iMessage. That was kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. LOL. But that was my last question. I really tried to be as PG as possible. Like, if you know me in real life, you know I'm a very, very modest girl per se. Not in terms of my appearance, in terms of my personality. I'm not really, I always wanted to do a spicy Q&A. I was just really scared of what people would think of me after I answered the questions, but I really don't care anymore. If you guys thought this was interesting and you guys want to hear a part 2, I'm thinking of doing a truth or drink with my bestie Rachel. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share with your mom, your dad, your granny, and your cat, your dog, and your rabbit. And I'm gonna see you on Tuesday for the next one.